It's our secret. Never teach the Wu-Tang.
What's going on, yo? Welcome back to Cigar, Ralphy. And coming to you with another Game of Thrones Season 8, Part 5, half-face, not too brightly lit review. This is probably the first one that's not too brightly lit. Normally I do this in my studio, in the Ralphy studio, without the sound of the car. But I'm on my way to work, man. And we had Season 8, Episode 5 last night air. Game of Thrones on TV. And it was something special. It was something... I'm not saying it was something special because it was a great episode, because I don't think it was a great episode at all. I don't know. This season has been like, what the hell's going on, man? You know, and I understand as, you know, I can understand as a writer, right? As a writer of this, it's like, okay, this is my last season. Like, this is the hardest one to write. The hardest episodes to write in a show are the final episodes. The last episodes of a show are the hardest ones that you're going to have to write. Bottom line, hands down. You know, it just is what it is. And I understand this is going to be hard. This is hard, you know, but, you know, I don't know. At the same time, it's like, oh man, this is really all over the place. Like, they're really having a hard time writing this. So, you know, obviously, on the last episode, we left off with Daenerys. Well, yeah, let's talk about Dany, because she's like one of the pinnacles of the story. You know, one of the big bosses of the big subjects of this whole Game of Thrones story, and the story in general of Game of Thrones. Her, Jon, Cersei, whatever. Well, in the last episode, they went and killed her homegirl. We all saw that. Her general's woman. And, you know, she found out there was people betraying her. She also found out that possibly she could not be the heir of the Iron Throne, even though she is a Targaryen. There is another Targaryen, which is Jon Snow, he's not a bastard son, but he's actually her nephew. He could be the true heir. He's the true king of the Seven Kingdoms. You know, and if you look at the books, there's a lot that goes before that. But she finds this out. So she also finds out that her hands and the people who she's supposed to trust also know this. So she's going to be dealing with, oh shit, you know, these people know who the real heir is, but I still got to convince them that I'm the queen of this. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing right here. Don't try to betray me. You know, don't be trying to say that he is. She spoke to Jon like, hey, look, man, basically telling him, look, you gotta not want this, okay? I want this. This is for me. This is not for you. Relax. Just chill out. Whatever. You know, I'm taking this Iron Throne thing. Just say you don't want it or whatever. Or just don't want it. And he was like, nah, I don't want it. You know, Jon, real humble dude. Not really messing around too much. You know, just a real humble guy, whatever. He's like, oh, no, I don't want it, man. This is for you. I kneel to you. You're my queen. You're this, that, and the third. That's also his girl. There's a lot of Pornhubbing going on here, because that's his aunt too. But he's like, you know, you my girl, whatever, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Okay. All right. So, then you got, in this episode here, let's cut down to the chase, not to make this too long, because it's kind of uncomfortable driving. So the big thing of this episode, what made this episode, is the focus on it was Cersei was getting Daenerys' army, along with Jon, of course, through the gates of Winterfell, right? Through those through the wall, because there's obviously a wall around the kingdom, so no intruders or nobody who's not supposed to be there gets in. That was the big thing. So they had their army lined up outside. That's where we left it last time. They had their army lined up, ready for battle. They're ready to go. Everybody's waiting patiently, and there's this eerie feeling because there's no sound yet. You had the Iron Fleet in the water waiting with their scorpion guns. Waiting for the dragon. If you remember the scorpion gun is what took out Daenerys' dragon in the last episode. One of the last dragons. She had 2 dragons. Now she has 1 dragon left. I can't remember his name. I think it's Drogon or something. I don't remember. I think Drogon or something. And they got those ready, whatever, and they're waiting for her, and it's like this eerie feeling because it's just the wind blowing. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's waiting. You have Cersei in the tower looking out with a little confidence, with her confident, cocky look, but at the same time, you can see in her face that she has some kind of a doubt. She has this doubt. She has there's that hint of doubt. It's like if you were to her, there's as much doubt as you saw in her, because if you look at my tweets, if you follow my tweets when I tweet while I watch Game of Thrones, I thought she was gonna go out like Scarface. All right, so there's this hint of doubt. Like if you take a glass of water and you drop 1 drop, just a half drop of food coloring, and you could just see that there's a little color in there, but not really. It still looks like water, but you could see that there's a little color. That's the type of doubt that she had in her. That's the type of doubt you could see in her. So you saw that doubt in her, and it was like, okay, it's there, and I get it. It's war. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know. It could go either way. It could go good or bad, whatever, north, south, east, west, whatever. So she had that doubt, and then now the Iron Fleet was there with their boss. What's his name? Can't remember the dude's name. The one who think he got the one who thought that he had the queen pregnant. That I think is a Baratheon. Is he a Baratheon? I don't remember. No, I don't think he's a Baratheon. But anyway, the king of the Iron Fleet, you could say, the lord of the Iron Fleet, the asshole, the one nobody likes. All right, so he's there. He's turning around. He's getting his guns ready, and it's funny because they show us the deficiency or the ups and downs. Okay, we saw the ups of the weaponry of the Iron Fleet. They had their, with the scorpion guns that could take down dragons, yada yada, right? We saw that. We saw that in the last episode. It took down a dragon, right? But then we see the cons, you could say. It takes forever to reload. It takes forever for you to spin that weapon around, to be able to shoot at another target. So Daenerys picks up on this. And this is why I say she was on her Top Gun shit. She flew that dragon in like it was like, I don't know what. Let me fix this thing. She flew that damn dragon in. You know what I mean? And it was epic. It was epic the way she flew the dragon in. It was epic. I mean, you gotta admit it. Let me fix this phone. Ooh, shit. It was just simply epic the way she flew that dang dragon in. I said to myself, when I first saw it, I said to myself, this is stupid. The way she's coming in is dumb. Me and my wife were like, I know she's not gonna try to come with the same attack. But I mean, I kind of knew it just from a writer's point of view, just from a creative point of view. If I was a creator, I'm not gonna make her come in the same way that she came in last time. You know what I mean? That'd be dumb. It wouldn't make any logical sense to have her come in at that, at that speed or that whatever. So she didn't come in like that. She came in on some, I'm telling you, and this is definitely a spoiler review. She came in on that Top Gun shit. She was getting her Top Gun on, man. It was like, what the fuck is going on? She came in, she was dog fighting, and she came in firing. That dragon was blowing heat it was boiling the water as it was going, like it was blowing fire into the water as it was going towards the ships. So what she did was create a perimeter around the main ship, which dude was on, right? She burned all those ships. Now, what happens when you do that? When you do that, right? Not only are the ships burning around, so it's like, oh man, I gotta, if I flee, I have to go through fire, right? She's making the water hot, that's one, but that's like probably number 5, 4, whatever. But the main reason she did that, okay, is a morale thing. The first thing she wanted to kill was the morale of his sailors. Because when the sailors see that their fellow sailors are burning from a dragon, now they're shaking, they're not confident anymore. Last episode they were confident. They were confident because they fired that damn scorpion into a dragon and took down a fucking dragon from the sky. That's a big thing. So these sailors were confident. And so was Cersei. She's like, oh, the Iron Fleet, blah, blah, blah. You know? So they were really confident. But that's not this time is different. She let him know, look, man, you caught me slipping last time, but you're not going to catch me slipping again. Daenerys let him know. So she goes around. She starts burning King's Landing from the back. I believe, yeah, she went like from the side and the back. So she's burning soldiers with the scorpions. She goes in from the back and starts to burn them. The Iron Fleet is burning in the water now. They're burning in the water. They had no chance. They fired one or two, 3 shots, missed all the shots completely, because it's hard with that thing. It's difficult to reload. You better get it on the first shot, because if you don't, you're not getting it on the second one. Because now she knows that you're reloading, blah, blah, blah. And she already picked up on this. She was angry. Her senses were were heightened to an extent. I'm going to get to that. So she's burning the Iron Fleet. She goes into the side. She's burning soldiers that are on the wall. That's her cue for her soldiers to attack. She told her soldiers, she's like, look, when you hear them burning, when you see me burn the side, whatever, that's the plan of attack. She came up with a plan, and it was good. I mean, we don't like what happened because, a whole moral thing, ethics, but it was a good fucking plan. You gotta admit, it worked. It worked. It caught them by surprise. They got caught with their pants down. She went from the side. She starts burning. Her soldiers see that. Now, again, what happens? She comes from the side and then burns the scorpion guns that are on the wall where Cersei was standing when she cut her homegirl's head off. She burns them from the side. She flies in sideways. Woo, from the side. Just burning motherfuckers. Burning them all. They don't have time to turn those guns. Those guns are too big. They're too big to turn in a rapid way. They're too big. They're inconvenient. Oh, they're almost 90% inconvenient. They're 10% convenient if you get that shot right away. You get that shot right away, then hey, you're good, right? You're good. You got the shot. But they're inconvenient when it comes to this. She came in from the side. She knows it's gonna take him a while to turn. Where I could fly this dragon in seconds, in maybe like 5 seconds, I could fly from one end of the wall to the other, just throwing fire. I have an issue with how much fire that dragon had, but whatever. So she burns the whole wall. Boom, burns through the wall. Now Cersei's army that's in the front, again, morale. I've been a soldier. If you kill morale, you're pretty much gonna kill that unit. Morale. Again, morale. She broke their morale. Their general, Cersei's one of the captains or whatever that was in the front line, he sees, oh my God, she just took out about 100 dudes in a second. He falls, and then all of a sudden her army starts to charge. Her army starts to charge. He just witnessed like 100 of his guys, maybe more of his guys just burn. When you see them burning, you lose hope. The morale is gone. So a lot of their soldiers see this, their morale's gone. Now you got people in there also fleeing into their homes because there's people that live in King's Landing. People in Winterfell. Winterfell's not the Starks, right? Winterfell is the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Winterfell is the state. Yeah, King's Landing. You got people that live in King's Landing, right? In where Cersei is. I may be getting that wrong. I'm sorry. There's so many counties and towns. There's people that live in those walls, regular people, farmers, and just regular people working. And you gotta protect them. That's the queen's job. That's the queen's job. So the soldiers are like, oh shit, everybody's gonna die. Those soldiers have wives that live there. Like regular soldiers that they go to war, but they have wives or husbands back home, whatever. Well, in this case, they were all men. But it's crazy because now, Daenerys is like, all right, we got to the wall. Now I'm watching this. Everybody's watching this, and I'm on Twitter looking at people's reactions. Everybody's like, okay, this is good. This plan's good. She got to the wall. We're not really, too concerned about the guards and the soldiers that are getting burned. We are, but in Game of Thrones fashion, it's like, okay, this needed to happen. Good. She has to get through because she has to get to Cersei's, which is the root of evil, right? But there was a dilemma there. For her to get to Cersei's, the whole big thing was she killed, and I can't believe I missed this part. She killed Baldhead buddy. Baldhead, the queen's hand, whatever, the Baldhead dude. He was writing a letter in the beginning saying, trying to put it out, trying to send the Raven out with a letter saying, look, so that people know, hey, Jon Snow is the real king, not Daenerys. He ended up getting caught. She found out. Tyrion told her, because he's like all faithful to her. He's like, look, I'm faithful to my queen, man. He was trying to tell Tyrion, look, we need to put Jon as the king, man, because this woman's going crazy, yada yada. She's lost it. She's nuts. We gotta put Jon as the king. He said no. Tyrion was like, no, that's my queen, blah blah blah. Well, she ends up executing him with the dragon. She puts him in a thing. The dragon burns him. I knew that's how he was gonna die. He knew he was gonna die. He was like, look, this episode was for a good way to get rid of a lot of key people here that we had to get rid of. Okay, so let's take a minute from Daenerys real quick. She got through the wall. Jaime reaches Winterfell. He's in there with the people. He's trying to get to Cersei to save her. He's trying to get to her to get her down and say, look, let's just leave this place. Forget it. She got it. That's it. You don't want this. Let's just get out of here. You got a baby growing in your stomach. That's his. That's his. That's his twin sister. It's not even like his stepsister. Like in Pornhub, they make it cool because it's like the stepsister, but this is like his real sister. So anyway, he goes to save her. He has the baby. She has the baby in her stomach. He's like, oh man, I gotta save you, blah blah blah. He goes, he gets stuck outside the wall. He finds another way in. There's a cave he has to go through. He tries to go through the cave. He meets up with, what's his name, the king of the Iron Fleet, or the leader, the lord of the Iron Fleet. They end up getting into a scuffle, to make that long story short, because this wasn't something that I was really sad about. I was sad in a way. I don't believe it, but I was sad that Jamie got stabbed. Jamie gets stabbed twice on the side. Okay, spoilers. Look, it is. It's on the title here. He gets stabbed by the dude. He does end up killing Buddy, but it's a good fight. It's a very good fight, and the dude thinks that he's the one. Oh, shit. Sorry. Dude thinks it's early in the morning, going to work. Dude thinks he's the one that put the baby in Cersei's stomach. He's not. It was Jamie's. Jamie's baby. But, so Jamie goes up, tries to get Cersei. Or not tries, he gets her. And the plan was to get her, like his little brother said, get him through the wall. Get her down to the tower, go down through the caves. It leaves him on the ocean shore. He gets on a boat and he leaves. And they leave and they go to another land and they just create a life there. Well, they didn't work out too good. He goes, he takes it through, he gets Cersei. Things happen in between. I may get to that or not. He picks up Cersei, gets her down there, and he realizes all the exits have been cut off, because at this point, let's go back to Daenerys. This is where everybody had a problem. Daenerys goes crazy. This is what everybody predicted. All her hands that didn't betray her. That the ones that did betray her, quote unquote, said this chick is going to go crazy. Her father, the Mad King, did it. She's gonna lose it too, like her father. Well, she lost it like her father. And they were afraid that a lot of people were gonna get killed. They were supposed to ring a bell. Once that bell rings, they know everybody surrendered. No more killing. That's what Jon thought. She went around Jon's back, told her people, that bell rings, you continue to fight. You continue slaughtering. And that's what happened. She started to burn innocent civilians. Kids, women, men, innocent civilians. She started to burn the people who did not fight. No swords. They had no swords. They were just people, farmers, regular people. And she went nuts and started burning them. That's the part where she tore down King's Landing. Burned it to the ground. Arya was in the crowd. You had Arya in the crowd. This is where, back to Jamie and Cersei. The death of Cersei, which I don't think she's dead. I don't think she's completely dead, but you saw all the rubble. She was down there with the skull of the dragon. The skull of the dragon was down there. That was, I think, her father's dragon. That was Daenerys' father's dragon. If you read the books, there was a dragon that he went in. Well, I can't remember the name of that dragon, but it was there. The skull. And she burns King's Landing to the ground. And, the rubble falls on Jamie and Cersei as they were holding each other. Kind of poetic. And that's the last you see of Jamie and Cersei. I don't think they're dead. I don't think they died just like that. Maybe they did. If it was on some Romeo and Juliet type shit. But at the same time, I don't think they're dead just like that. But, Arya is also there. Jon, he told everyone to retreat. After a while, even, he was killing, but he noticed that his girl was like, yo, this chick is crazy. He noticed that in the beginning of the episode, but his eyes opened up after her slaughter. She's the Mad Queen now. Just to let you know. She's the Mad Queen. The Mad Queen. She cannot rule. Because it's history repeating itself all over again. She's the Mad Queen. History repeating itself. So something has to be done in the next episode. I don't know how many more episodes. I think the next one is the 6th episode and it's the final. So something really dramatic is going to happen there. Just prepare for it. This episode disappointed a lot of people. Not because it wasn't good. Let's be honest. I thought it was good as far as, the filming of it, cinematography and all that, typical Game of Thrones budget. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's the fact that it like went from 0 to 100. We had her people who we wanted to be heroes all of a sudden turned into villains. We had people who were villains kind of turned into the people we sympathize for. Because I told my wife, I said, I don't know why I kind of feel bad for Cersei. I'm feeling like a little. She was like, I don't give a fuck about her, whatever. But at the end, they made her the victim. They made Cersei look like the victim, and in a way, you sympathized with her. You did sympathize with Cersei. You were like, I don't care who you were. The woman was by herself now. Oh yeah, you also had her guard, her main guard, the big guy. Can't remember his name either. So many names in Game of Thrones. He fought his brother, the dude that was burnt. That was a poetic fight. That dude is going down as one of my favorites. If there's a poster of him, I'm hanging that up in my room. The one that was with Arya, with the dude with the burnt face who helped her all the time, the gangster dude. Yeah, he went down in the blaze of glory. He was burning a fire. But yeah, that's the gist of it. People are mad because they made the enemies, the people who were bad, look good, and the people who were good look bad. Because Daenerys, it was like, you were like, once you saw her face when she was on the dragon after she burned the army, the initial army, and she landed, and they gave you that feeling like, okay, she did what she had to do, she landed. Now, the bell rang, good. But once she took flight in that dragon and just started blowing fire, all willy-nilly, all kinds of shit to everything to everybody in King's Landing, everybody, Tyrion, everybody, Jon, everybody was looking like, damn, I'm going bald, look at that shit. Everybody was like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with this chick, man? What is she doing? Like, what's up? What's happening, Why is this a thing? Everybody was like, oh no. And it just turned into chaos. You know what I mean? So, but I liked the episode, okay? I liked the episode. It was a good episode, but at the same time, it had a lot of things. It was an emotional episode. You say it was very emotional. The fact that you took my hero. Now we pretty much have one hero. You pretty much have one person to look up to, and that's Jon. That's it. You can't look up to Daenerys. There was people praising her on Twitter. A lot of people praising her. Oh, Daenerys, my girl. But a lot of people that were like, yo, Daenerys, like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's like you didn't want to hate her. Because I know what she went through. And, it's bad because from the beginning, we saw what she went through to get to where she was. She did free a lot of people from breaker of chains, yada, yada. But at the same time, the moral side of you where you're like, damn, would I do that? You try to relate to these characters. And you're like, would I do that? Would I kill all these people? Straight war crimes. Straight war crimes. You know what I mean? So you're kind of stuck in between. So that's what bothered people. That's why people didn't like it. That's why people didn't take too kindly to it. You know what I mean? So that was the deal with this Game of Thrones, with this episode. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm over here at work, man, going in through the pearly gates, through the iron gates of my job. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on social media, man, and I'll be back next week again with another podcast. There's more podcasts I do in between, but I'll be back next week with another podcast, another Game of Thrones, Cigar Ralphy review, or spoiler review, whatever. At this point, you should have seen it already, So I'll see you on the next smoke.